Okay, welcome back. Got a little bit of a cold, so you'll hear me cough a little bit, but we'll bear with it. I'm going to start naked, okay, in line, and we're going to relook at everything, okay? So initially I had 1, 2, all right, still working on 3, right? But I want to do something a little different, okay? I still have all my other counts, all right? But I'm going to say, what if, okay? What if we're just getting a plain old 5-wave move like this? What if? Okay. We'll make that cycle. It doesn't matter. We'll just make it cycle. Okay. What if? And I say that, and you can go back in my past videos. There's a lot of things that I do not like. Okay, about that being an impulse. Hate it. Okay. All right. And there's other problems too. A lot of other problems. Like this and this don't really provide any alternation at all. But they aren't rules. All right. So I think we need to be open to the possibility. This has rules problems. Okay. That has rules problems. We'll get into that later. Okay. But essentially, something like, all right, you had 1, 2, 3. Here, actually, I'll just use some labels for you, so we're not jumbling this all up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And before you say this looks too small, I'm in log right now. All right. Absolutely nothing wrong with that being a 4. Let me label it and then I'll show you. So let me pop this down to primary. All right, we're kind of pointing out like all the little baby issues as we go here, right? So let's pop into linear. I gotta really zoom here. Don't I have like a thing like that? I can go like that. Yeah, it didn't really help much, did it? All right, here we go. Whew. Okay, you can already see that this is way bigger than that was, right? So let's, but I'm doing that to zoom out just so you can see that in log it does not look, all right, like there's a relationship there, but very obviously in linear, okay, there is. And I'm going to go ahead and circle these two. This is in linear, okay, and you can see that in linear now, okay, oh yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? No big deal. Okay, now I'm going to go back to log. Boom. Okay, this is where log can be deceptive to you sometimes. All right, you have to use both when you're analyzing and counting with Elliott. Okay, and I drew the same size circle on these, by the way. That's a logarithmically larger circle than this one. Okay, which makes sense because you can't go from 0 cents to $18. Okay, is a much bigger move logarithmically than uh, $2 to $140. All right, so much bigger percentage-wise here. Regardless, that's why I have that labeled. I don't think anybody can convince me otherwise that that's not the impulse that we're looking for here. Anyway, there's that, right? But what if we've finished a 5-wave structure? of which the only real issue then, outside of breaking a rule here, okay, which I don't really like, is the alternation. Okay. The only thing you're missing is alternation here. So this is just zigzag family, and this is zigzag family, right? Zero alternation there at all. But hey, let's put it on the table. I never really wanted to. It's kind of always been in the back of my mind, but the reason I'm bringing up this count, okay, not my preferred or favorite or anything of the sort, all right, is that I have a hard time believing, and it's looking more and more every day, like the U.S. markets have topped out of a very long cycle. Okay, and if you don't know what I mean by that, go look in my video history and find my latest S&P 500 video. But now they are separate markets, okay, and they can diverge and they can do their own things, and the price action of the future will tell us that story, okay. But along with all of my other Bitcoin counts from, you know, last videos and so on and so forth, I have several different counts, all right, that support that this is not the count. Okay, but I think I'm bringing this video up because we have to entertain, at least entertain the fact that it is. Okay, and we can just as easily go here, right? We can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, for your 3, hold on, give me 1 second here. All right, I think we're started again. So, anyway, that's that. And we have 5 here, right? Again, I hate this, right? But at some point, if the future price action is going to tell you, okay, that that was a weak attempt at an impulse, then it is what it is, right? And all I'm attempting to do at this point is to preempt that and say, well, what if, right? So that brings us to everything since then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the weekly, okay, and then what we have is a clear 5-wave move, okay. Now, yes, this could be counted other ways, okay. Like I said, this looks like a zigzag to me and not an impulse. Okay, this specifically, this 5 here, looks like a zigzag and not an impulse. But 1, 2, whoops, pushed the wrong button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, triangle, by the way. Barrier triangle, by the way. Okay, like so. All right, clear as day, right? And if you knew by my past videos, then this, right, was a 3-wave move, and I was looking to impulse out of here off of this, and it obviously never happened. And once that happened, once you got that dump, then it's got to be 5, right? So, and it's actually a textbook description If you look in the book, Elliott Wave Theory by Frost and Prechter, uh, there's a whole blurb in there about if a barrier triangle precedes wave 5, which a triangle always precedes, it's either the last wave, okay, or it is the final wave before the last actionary wave, okay. Um, anyway, it says whenever you get a barrier triangle in the wave 4 position, wave 5 is one of two things, okay. It's either very brief, or it is super extended and elongated, which we did not get, okay. Generally, it's not just medium size. It's not the same size as one. Generally, a wave 5 is about the same size as wave 1, right? In general terms. This is super itty bitty teeny tiny, which is what they mean by brief. Okay. I've looked at this price action time and time again off of this low. Okay. And to me, this looks like a zigzag. Okay. There is a way to count it as 5. It's a very tricky way, and I'm open to it, but it looks like a zigzag. Looks like that this was 5 here. Boom. And that's your A wave. Okay. Then you got your B wave, which actually goes deeper, but there's a wick there, whatever, blah blah blah. And there's an itty bitty 2 in here. Okay, and a triangle here if we went to candles. But that this is a 5 wave move here, and then that's a C wave, and it's all done. And one thing to point out specifically here, okay, is we have this move up. So let's just entertain for a moment that this is a 1, okay, and you're just working on a 2, right? So you can blast off in a space. All right. Here's some issues, and this is specifically why I'm in line right now, okay? As you can see, that the subwaves of this move up are very difficult to see. You can see that clearly in the first impulse, right? And everything after just kind of breaks down to nothing. It looks like a blob, right? If one thing we can pretty much rule out, even though it's not technically invalidated, okay, is 1, 2, smaller degree 1, smaller degree 2. Because if that was your 2, then that isn't the lower degree 2. It's way too big, okay? Way too much time taken there. I mean, I think we're approaching 3 times time right now. Like, it's insane. Like, way, way too big. So your options are either this whole thing is a 1, and you're working on your 2, okay? Or it was a zigzag, not a 1 at all, okay? And it's just a B wave, or a 2. Let's be honest about that part too, all right? And that this was an A or a 1, okay? Which is bad if you're a bull. Excuse me. All right, but point is, subwaves aren't as clearly defined on this time frame. And if this is supposed to be, okay, the same degree as this, okay, if this, all right, is a 1, and this is a 2, okay, then why do I very clearly see a structure forming on the weekly time frame to the downside, right? In subwave structure, okay, being one of two things, either 1, 2, 1, 2, and now it's just about to get freaking nasty, okay? Or the alternative is if we need to waste more time, diagonaling, this will come down like so, okay? And then you'll just get a 3-wave, and then continue on. It depends how much time we need to waste, right? We'll find out real soon. I'll tell you that much. Real soon. Point is, I can clearly detail subwaves here, right? Like you're starting something to the downside. Whereas here, this is the best subwave I can get out of this. Okay, so if this was the same degree as what this is beginning, then I would expect to see all the subwaves within here, i.e., like this, right? And especially this. So that's an issue for the bulls. Okay, we're just picking up all the tea leaves here. Right, we're trying to put it all together. So the whole reason I'm making this video, all right, and yes, I have alternate counts before all you freaking Deegans out there, you moon boys are like, no, look at the this and then look at the that. It's like, bro, chill. Okay, I have alternate counts. This video is about this count. Okay, that what if we did top an entire cycle in Bitcoin? Okay, so this supports that idea. And if that's the case, okay, we have a long way to go. All right, let me talk about the worst case scenario right now. All right, worst case scenario is that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down is a 1. Okay, this zigzag is a 2. Okay, and now you're about to pop off into a 3, and you're coming all the way down here like this. Okay, and I'm in log right now. All right, I'm in log. Okay, so it's not going to look as big as you think. Okay. Anyway, a 3 is going to come all the way down, at least something like that. Okay, you're going to get a 4, something like this, and then a 5 down to here. All right, but that then is your A wave. Okay, I'm talking worst case scenario for the bulls, best case scenario for the bears. Okay, because I am not a bull or a bear. I am just taking whatever the market wants to give me. No hopium here, folks. A wave. Then real strong B, okay? Real strong. You're going to come up here. You're going to break that probably, okay? Real strong B. Everybody's going to think we're going to the moon, but we won't. Okay. We'll probably come up to like 40,000 or something like that. And then you're getting 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. B wave, C wave. Okay, into the future. And all said and done, that's going to take like 10 years. Okay, from last November. Okay, so this is going to be a very deceiving. This is going to take 2 years or something. This B wave, right? Maybe 3. Who knows? Right? But fact remains, this is on the table, and that I bring this up because what if, right? And I only bring it up because the U.S. markets look a whole lot more like this than Bitcoin does. And as I pointed out, yes, there are problems with this. Specifically, lack of alternation here. No alternation to speak of. Okay. Um, and that does not look like an impulse at all. But it also would have been the very tail end of a very large structure. And those can look pretty funky sometimes. Okay. But anyway, your target, if this is true, okay, if this count is true, your target is somewhere around, you know, somewhere somewhere around 2,500 bucks or something. Okay. Maybe that would be your target for that, but that would take a very long time to get there. If this count is accurate, which is by guideline. Okay, guideline is that when an impulse is complete, that the target is at the end or slightly past wave 4, okay, of the next degree, which would be here. Okay. So we're talking about some pretty wild swings on that if this count is correct. Right? That's now worst case for the Bulls and best case for the Bears. Okay. So now let's come back to an alternative. Okay, because 5 is the beginning of something or the end of something. So it could just be an A wave, right? And here's your B wave, and then you're just gonna get a 5-wave C, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay, probably not that deep. You'd probably go to like maybe between 7 and 10. And I drew it kind of big, but I'm in log. So you can remember this is probably going to look smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay, and there's your C wave. Okay, that would insinuate that this is not done yet, right? That would be a 1, and that would be a 2, and you have 3, 4, and 5 to come before you start all that thing I talked about. Okay, I don't think that's the case because the structure doesn't match up. Okay, if that were the case, that this was just a 1 and a 2, we have well exceeded the guideline, okay, to bottom just past the previous 4. Okay, is it a rule? No, but let's be honest about this one. Okay, look at every other impulse. Okay, somewhere in the previous order. Now there's wicks here. Okay, you got to remember there's a big wick right here, right? Actually, I'll go to candles just so you can see it. All right. So look at this impulse. Okay, and this is probably incorrect. I put that wrong. Now that I'm looking at it in candles. Hold on, let me count this out. One, we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. So that is where the 3 is. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where the 3 is. 3 goes right there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay.